Welcome inside Climate Pledge Arena. High above the octagon, Megan O'Leary, Alan Jobin, and Paul Felder. We're jamming out to the music here, but Paul, that was a performance by your longtime friend and training partner, Joe Pyfer, that really just changed everything for him.
I mean, we knew that Joe had the skills and the ability to mix things up to be able to go out there and be successful tonight, and that is exactly what he did. I think a lot of people were looking at this like, man, Joe's head doesn't seem to be in the game. He's thinking about a lot of other things. I don't know about any of that anymore. It seems like whatever he has found, whatever that means for him, he's in a good place when he was in that octagon. It looked like, oh, there's a lot of respect between these two guys. That did not stop him from being as violent as we've ever seen Joe Pyfer. He took his time. He found those shots. He ate every shot coming back from Izzy, but I knew ultimately grappling, wrestling, and pressure on the mat was going to be a key to success for Joe Pyfer.
You were spot on. I mean, leading up into the opening bell, I was looking at Paul like, I don't like what I'm seeing out of Joe Pyfer. He's still being a little bit too loving. Even he wanted to touch gloves. Izzy said no glove touch. He was like insisting, I want a glove touch. I didn't know how he was going to perform, but he showed up there. He took some of Izzy's best shots. His calf was hurt early. He was able to go on. The grappling was what made the difference. And there was a point in the second round where I thought the momentum had shifted in favor of Izzy. Izzy was starting to take control. Joe Pyfer got that body lock on him, body bag Pyfer, got it to the ground. After that, he was in full control. He put the power on. Izzy could not stand that type of pressure and that hip pressure, like on top. The power, the hip pressure combined. Joe Pyfer looked phenomenal tonight.
Career finish number 14. And you know, the Octagon crew just loves their job so much, and we're so excited by those fights. They decided to stick around and join us to discuss some of those big finishes, guys.
Nights like tonight, Megan, you can't believe they pay us to do it, honestly. Dominic Cruz, Daniel Cormier, what a night it was. I can't remember a UFC fight night this action-packed, and we'll all be sleepless in Seattle tonight. You can't go to bed after that. Main event, Israel Adesanya, Joe Pyfer. Pyfer gets it done in round 2. Now he's really entered a new level.
I mean, I said that at the beginning, like the rocket ship takes off for him now, and it's going to be interesting. If he thought he found Jesus before this, he's about to really find him now and get real close to him, because you got everything in the world coming to you. Mike Tyson said it best. Be careful what you ask for, because God might give you everything. And he just got everything he ever wanted. I can't wait to see his blast off and see what he does with it. But he's in the top 5 now, so now he's also got to deal with that. And I look forward to seeing how he adapts.
Well, Joe Pyfer is a guy that came off the Contender Series, and it seemed like he was destined to be just in this spot right now. But it's one thing to get there. It's another to push through. And when you win a fight over Israel Adesanya, it's a big deal. But when you win in the way that he did, it's a completely different level. Joe Pyfer now, we'll see what mixed martial arts is. But the reality is the challenges just get bigger, badder, and more fun. And Joe Pyfer seems like he's ready for all of it, man. The dude did really well in a big spot tonight.
Right before we came back on camera, you know we're going to talk the main event. I said we got 17 things to talk about on this main card. DC, I'll give you what storyline from tonight. Of course, the post show is going to break everything down, but what storyline tonight sticks with you other than Joe Pyfer?
I mean, Le'Veon Davis. I mean,
Douglas,
sorry, Le'Veon Douglas. I mean, this dude's hitting jabs, just dropping his opponent over and over again. I mean, Julian Erosa couldn't even stand up. He was so bloodied. It literally looked like he had got beaten on for 15 minutes. And the fight lasted all of 3.5, 4 minutes. That was crazy to watch a kid not only do that to earn a contract on the Contender Series, but in his UFC debut be on a main card against a guy that's been around forever and do that. I love Le'Veon Douglas.
You know, I got to give credit to the Mexican fighting spirit tonight when it comes down to Bahamondes, and also Grasso, the way that she got that finish. But Bahamondes, the blood that he had, and he kept coming back each round, and the way Musayev was able to show up and to show his ground and pound tonight, make the adaptations in that fight to go to the body line, get him down, and then just beat the crap out of him on the floor.
And he cheated. I don't care what nobody say, man. This dude done grabbed the fence, headbutt.
An asterisk.
You're not wrong.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy.
I'm going to throw out Terrence McKinney, who,
oh my God,
he just still is not going to get out of the first 30 seconds of a fight. 25 seconds to open the main card in his home state of Washington. I think he's going to be in main events before long. He delivers exactly what you're looking for from a fighter, and now he's on a little bit of a ride. And we can't forget Michael Chiesa.
Oh, yeah.
What a moment. He got to talk to you in the octagon. And for a kid who was a wrestler, right, wrestling means so much to him, as does mixed martial arts, to share that moment.
But think about Michael Chiesa getting the job done against Nico Price in the first round in the way that he did, and the kid, Terrence McKinney, that he coached, getting it done in the way that he did on the same night in Washington. I mean, they say it in mix. They say in fighting, fairy tales aren't possible. That was a fairy tale.
Yep.
I thought Dustin Poirier got a fairy tale getting the fight at home, but he lost.
Yep.
This guy got the perfect script. That one comes across your desk, you start reading it right away and go, I'm in.
It's quite a story. Yeah, especially losing his father on The Ultimate Fighter and then keep going, keep going. I mean, how tough is that? Incredible story. I had to not watch Michael Chiesa's build-up in that because I didn't want to, you know, start crying and getting emotional. It was deep.
And our prelims went right up to the top of the hour, so you know what that meant.
The prelims did go right up to the top of the hour.
We didn't get the desk fill, so what does that mean?
No Joe Ban.
We didn't get Joe Ban.
We had a ton of finishes tonight. Thank you very much, DC.
The main card delivered. Al, we can sit here and talk about this all night, but that's
Alan,
your job.
What?
No Joe Ban. You remember that other talk shows?
Rim shot.
Oh
Megan,
my gosh.
take it back
Out of my
away.
ear, DC.
We'll all hang out after because I'm not going to bed anytime soon.
Thank you so
I
much,
love you,
guys.
Alan.
We
I love
appreciate
you,
waiting
Alan.
up
What you do,
for us.
DC?
I love you, Alan.
We need